I used to think in some twisted way that social media was actually helping my mental health because I tried to make and interact with only mental health positive content. I even gained an audience based on sharing my realizations I was having through my own mental health journey. But let me tell you where this all went wrong.
Hey, can you throw me another Capri Sun?
The coronavirus, a global pandemic.
So boom, we're forced into isolation, which means we have no choice but to wallow in our own sadness. We're ambushed with the traumas we've been suppressing and dissociating from for the last, I don't know, our entire lives. There's this app, TikTok. I don't know if you've heard of it, but people are making kind of funny dances on there, and it's really fun to scroll on, and I spend hours a day on it, and I wallow in bed, so, why not try it? Why not try it? Okay. Let's be serious. If you're anything like me, social media became an outlet to consume and or create content, and it began around quarantine. Now, to make this clear off the bat, I'm not one of those people who condemns social media use or believes that consuming content yields exclusively negative results, but I do believe that some form of moderation is necessary to maintain your own sanity, whether you're a creator, a consumer, or both. Hi, my name's Natalie, and I deleted social media about 3 months ago, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing how my perceived self-improvement online led to self-deception and isolation. I'm also going to be sharing the effects deleting social media has had on my life, so if you're thinking of deleting social media or even just taking a break, this video can help you assess if your social media use is good, bad, somewhere in between. It can help you make the right choice for you. But back to the timeline, let's talk about quarantine. During the pandemic, people had a lot more time to think about themselves and more specifically their past. And I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but there was a huge surge in video content that was surprisingly introspective. I mean, think about it. Before the pandemic, content centered around consumerism and flexing the most expensive thing you have, and now all of a sudden we're talking about depression and mental health. We no longer support bigoted creators or even creators who seem superficial. We want people to get open on the internet and share with us their deepest, darkest secrets. Even if those deepest, darkest secrets are way too deep and way too dark, you know what I'm saying? Like, we want people to share every single aspect of their lives. Not only has this changed what type of content consumers are looking for, it has also changed the way companies market their products to you. And a good example of this shift to a more authentic form of advertisement is car videos. Most companies 10 years ago would think that making an advertisement in a car is cheap and tacky, but nowadays Kylie Jenner can make a video of her doing her makeup in her car and it's effective advertisement. Like she's this regular mom about to run errands, not this rich person trying to sell you a high-end product. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is to show how this push for authenticity has changed the online space in more ways than you realize. Essentially, influencers can no longer make a living selling their rich lifestyle. They had to sell being a regular person. Social media feeds became littered with infographics about mental health. People started talking about their depression and mental illness. Essentially, social media got really real, really fast. But what you must realize is this content is still marketing to you whether you know it or not. No matter how many infographics you repost on your Instagram story or creators you hear talking about mental health, at the end of the day, your mental health journey is just that. Your own journey. It is your job at the end of the day to prioritize your mental health. If someone posts a video talking about their mental health where you don't agree with their experience, it's not their job to then change who they are to make it fit your narrative. Don't get me wrong, there are some great creators out there who destigmatize mental health in both an authentic and educational way. But oversharing on the internet is still oversharing on the internet. People are still consuming you as entertainment. And this is the part of the video where I'm gonna start talking about my experience, keyword me, keyword my, keyword I, keyword everything about me. This is not about you, okay? I know people are gonna be in the comments saying,
No, that's not my experience.
I literally never said this is your experience. The fuck am I on the mic for? Oh my god. When you're mentally struggling, it is so easy to become addicted to scrolling and seeking out videos that validate who you are, or even sharing sharing something super vulnerable on the internet just because you want validation. Now, to go in depth with my personal experience on this, I gained a TikTok platform when I was 16 years old. Yeah, I had 500,000 followers at 16 years old. Now, there's been people with more, I understand, Charlie D'Amelio, whatever the fuck. But at the end of the day, my 16-year-old brain was not ready for this surge of validation, and it was a high that I kept trying to chase, okay? And this socially isolated me in a way. I remember one time, one of my friends introduced me to another one of her friends, and they were talking to me, like, about my TikTok, and they were saying, oh, I scrolled through your feed, like, we were scrolling through your feed earlier, and I don't know why. The entire experience just freaked me out. I was like, you know pretty much everything about me, and I haven't even spoken one word to you. And after that, I remember knowing that I had a really negative association with social media, but I couldn't bring myself to delete it because I felt like I relied too heavily on it for my identity. You know, what am I without my TikTok platform? Even though I posted the videos knowing that other people would see them, there was this part of me that couldn't differentiate my online persona from my private persona, and people would tell me like, wow, you're so different than you are online, and I'm like, no, duh, I'm not gonna be like, hey guys, what's up? Basically, point being, no matter how real I got on the internet, that doesn't change the fact that people are still consuming me as entertainment. And I think some of you can empathize with the fact that it's hard to recognize that other people online are real, whether you're a creator or a consumer. You've commented something rude on someone's post, or maybe gotten in a comment war because you wanted to prove yourself right. And to go off of that, I became addicted to having to prove myself on social media, you know, prove this identity that I was trying to portray, that I was this like healed person. And I think that's a ton of horse shit now, obviously, but like back then I thought that posting my issues online would help me heal them, when like that did the opposite, to be honest. I kind of caused myself a lot more pain by letting other people in on what the fuck I was going through. But hey, we live and we learn. We're here today and we're making a video, so at least it didn't destroy my passion of content creation. That's the main thing I'm happy about. It's like my social media use created an alter ego where I felt obligated to overshare about my self-improvement, whether that was posting every time I went to the gym, or, you know, posting my meditation, or posting personal realizations I was having. These were all distractions from the real root cause, which was my tendency to seek validation from others for who I am. And this distraction worked for a while, you know, when my views were high, I felt really good about myself. When my views were low, I felt really bad about myself. I kept posting to make things feel better, you know. And let me ask you this. I know I might sound like some egomaniac right now, but if you were 16, let's connect minds for a second, okay? If you were 16 and you shared something personal about yourself online and it went viral, would you feel like what you shared was valid? Yeah, you probably would. Now, if you shared something maybe personal that most people don't agree with, would you say that it makes it less valid? Or would you say your tendency to believe that it's less valid since other people are saying it's less valid? Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? If you have a personal realization and you're sharing it to others online, doesn't that open the door for criticism? Doesn't that open the door for people to invalidate what you're going through? And do you really need that if you're mentally struggling? No, the answer is no. You don't need to overshare online to validate your personal experience. True self-reflection shouldn't always involve the presence of others, whether you're a consumer or a creator, whether you're making videos about mental health or you're consuming videos about mental health. Sometimes even you seeing a video about someone's mental health journey can make you feel like, wow, I'm not doing enough. And if you're not in the right headspace to be on the online space and take that type of diversity, you shouldn't be on the internet. You shouldn't be commenting on someone's post saying, hey, what you said was stupid and I hate it because it doesn't fit my narrative. What the fuck? Who are you? We start to view self-improvement as exponential, when in reality it's more like this. You know what I'm saying? You have good months, you have bad months, but at the end of the day, you're still improving. It's like kind of like one of those like I don't know what it's called. I don't know. If you know what that's called, comment it down in the chat. But at the end of the day, relying on social media to validate your own sense of identity doesn't only have to be for creators. It can be for consumers too. You know, you look to other people to give you a style to copy, you know, your aesthetic you want. Expecting your feed to only validate your belief systems. These are all ways we can lose ourselves in social media. For the rest of this video, I'm going to be sharing the things I learned and the effects deleting social media has had on my life. If you want to delete social media, I definitely recommend doing it for like a break. You know what I'm saying? Like taking a long break and then going back to social media, even if you don't want to delete it forever. I'm not sure if I'll ever go back to social media again, honestly, because I've honestly enjoyed the silence. Like, that is the main thing. The first thing, silence. I can get so much more done because I'm not scrolling on TikTok every 10 minutes when I'm trying to do my homework. Social media distracted the hell out of me, and I have ADHD, so that might be a big reason why it distracted me. There's actually some studies online where people with ADHD are more likely to be addicted to social media because it's mentally stimulating. So that might be part of it, but the second thing, my productivity has increased. So we got quietness, productivity, right? Deleting social media is definitely a dopamine detox. You learn how to delay gratification for yourself, and I think it's really good if you want to, you know, retrain your mind to actually enjoy hard things. I know a lot of people are scared to delete their social medias because they feel like their friends aren't going to reach out to them. It definitely made me realize who my real friends were. You know, there were some people who didn't hit me up or, you know, weren't active in responding to me, but I didn't really have too many people who would check up on me anyways, so I was kind of like, at this point, well, fuck it, you know? Deleting social media has helped me recognize the times in my life where I was the problem and actually take steps in order to solve those problems. I know I talked a lot on my social media platforms about shadow work, and I was doing shadow work during the time I was posting on social media, but I really wasn't following through on, you know, solving the problems I had, and that was a really big thing because I was still seeking validation, you know, using outside validation to fuel my ego, and I guess ripping that band-aid off really helped me see my shadow self. And if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and if you want me to make a video on it, I absolutely will, because that's my shit. I love shadow work. Oh my god, I don't love it. I actually, that shit's painful, but hey, it's all part of the healing journey. But yeah, really learning to stick with myself through shame, because I had a lot of shame that came up about my social media use, and identifying and going, oh, that thing came from my childhood. That's one thing, but being able to literally sit with yourself, sit in that narrative and rewire your brain when you're going back into that pattern, that's a whole different thing. And sometimes social media can push these narratives of you being the victim or you being the victor or you being whatever story your mind is playing out, okay? You gotta sit with that story, you gotta recognize your own bias in your life, and you gotta call that shit out. You gotta call it out, bro. It makes your life a lot better, and I feel a lot better with myself, so that's another big thing. And the last thing social media helped me do is value my privacy and the connections in my life. If your connections are very superficial, you know, you always gotta post that person or be posted with your friends, but at the end of the day, they're not really there for you, you might wanna ask yourself why you're using social media to, you know, portray this image, because at the end of the day, social media is used for validation sometimes, and it doesn't have to be an influencer or a creator having a negative association with social media. It can be a regular person as well. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe, like this video, and comment down below. I know I was saying, oh, people are gonna comment. There's probably gonna be no comments, okay? Like, I haven't been on social media for a minute. Please share this video if you relate to what I'm saying. And I don't know, if you're a YouTuber who's starting up, let me know down in the comments. We can follow each other. I really wanna get like a little YouTube community going. I don't know. But anyways, if there's any topic I covered in this video that you want me to go more in depth, let me know down in the comments. I love you guys so much, and bye!